Hey, what's up, good people? Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. You know what it is. I gotta give it to you. Jupiter in the 6th house. Yeah, finishing my Jupiter series, climbing around in order with all the houses. And Jupiter here, well, what's Jupiter? And we'll get to the 6th house. Jupiter, your wisdom, philosophy, belief, higher learning, your gurus, your shaman, your father's teaching, finance, biology, your luck, your fortune, where you're gonna shoot those arrows, right? Well, when Jupiter is in, and this is also your, not just your higher learning, this could be master's, PhD, right? The religion you were taught growing up. Remember, Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces in traditional astrology in the 9th house. Well, when it's in the 6th house, that's the house of work, daily routines, service, conflicts, right? Divorce, enemies at work. You're an adult now, your first job, your service. So, well, it's aspecting the 6th house and 10th. It's in the 6th house. It's aspecting the 2nd house, the 10th house, the 12th house. And Jupiter itself here wants to expand your health, your work, your service. So a lot of these people can be social workers, right? They can be health gurus or teachers, focused on things like that. For work, they can be involved in finance or lawyers or social workers, okay? Now, the only thing is, because it's in the house of sickness and illness and conflict, you can definitely have issues. You got to see what's ruling, the Lord of the 6th house, right? What's ruling it. But if it'll be better, right? Jupiter, it's ruling Sag and Pisces. So it'll be better for you if that's your 6th house, right? So if that's a Pisces 6th house, you're talking about a Libra ascendant. And if it's Sag 6th house, you're talking about a Cancer ascendant, right? But if it's in detriment or, not a good sign, Jupiter here, it can make you overeat, have bad health, not, really could be overweight, right? You can learn some criminology, okay? You could, so Jupiter, right, it's the guru, right? The teacher. So, but you can learn some bad things in the 6th house of conflicts, right? You can learn how to be the great lawyer, but you can also learn how to deceive people, how to steal. And then this can bring issues with the family, with your family assets and your values, what you're taught, your self-worth, arguments, or just even, taught bad things, prejudice, racism, all these different things. One thing that I noticed, though, when you think about it for career, this definitely can make you not only the social worker, the biologist. For your career, you can, really climb in finances, helping people, okay? In terms of maybe an accountant, a professor, a teacher. But you can teach a law professor, right? You could teach biology, okay? You could have a lot of injuries trying to play sports. You can try, when you enter the workplace, to be this optimistic, positive person, and maybe the coworkers are like telling you, don't listen to the boss, don't do this. So you can get caught up in sort of like the workplace drama when you have Jupiter in the 6th house. Now, you need to get your whole chart done, so you hit your boy Eric up at taylor2coaching@gmail.com. We get the chart done. We see, your sun is here, your rising, your Mercury, your Jupiter in the 6th house. Now, this is your mother's aunt and uncle, so they can have some conflicts in their life, some issues with hips and thighs, maybe blood pressure. It also depends on the sign. Now, what can happen is you can travel and do business or public speaking, or you're preaching or teaching in foreign lands, right? Supposing the 12th house. But there can also be some issues with, I guess, your subconscious, your dreams, your optimism. It can make you very spiritual, though, so that your philosophy would be to be of service to lower class or poor people, right? You will maybe be big in charities, maybe volunteering. You can be you might have a lot of pets, Jupiter in the 6th house. Maybe your philosophy is to take care of the pets, and maybe you do charities and stuff or fundraising for them, or you gotta look at the Mercury and other placements, but study to be a veterinarian, okay? I'm trying to think, there's a chance that you might learn better in private and tapping into the spiritual realms. This can definitely happen here. You could get a little arrogant, a little like your daily routine could be just talking a lot of smack, But it's not the worst placement or the best. But, the 6th house is Virgo, which is sort of squaring the Sag and opposite Pisces, right? I think also there can be issues about finances with the family. Disagreements, arguments, But you might value money in terms of like the learning the knowledge of it, okay? Now you can have a big self-worth. It could be over it could be you could be conceited, arrogant, and almost have some false doctrines, but also you could really get into, it's hard to say the stock market because that's more 5th house, but financial advisor, planning wills and estates, right? You could be the lawyer that comes in after the real estate deal is done, or you can plan financial estates, okay? And you can make a lot of money, but it could be from debt. You could spend a lot. You could become like a health expert. Could, potentially. You got to look at other placements. You need to see the moon, Mercury, and sun as well. But Jupiter, it's definitely this fortune and optimism. And unfortunately here, some of that fortune can come from debt or, enemies. Some of it could come from, being involved as a professor, a teacher, or a social worker. And just try to stay on your high vibration, And, it's going to be a little tougher if Jupiter, if it's in Cancer, this could be really good. You can be the administrator of a senior center. You can run a children's hospital. Like there's big benefits here too. I don't know, the head of the Children's Aid Society, Boys and Girls Center. Although the 6th house is more worker, Jupiter can kind of expand that to, upgrade. And you definitely could love animals, want to study to be a vet, and fundraising. Oh, and saving, like the 3-legged dog, right? Cat without a tail, that type of stuff. All right, Jupiter in the 6th house. So I hope this, helps you out. And what I was going to say, if it's in Dutchman, right? If it's in Gemini or Virgo or Capricorn in the sixth house, if it's the Capricorn, you could, some dirty, sneaky, bad business deals. If it's in Gemini, you might, bad speech, communication, arguments with siblings and friends and neighbors and cousins, really, could be bad. Filing fraudulent lawsuits, like some people we know. Or if it's in Virgo, you could be very critical, rip people apart, be a terrible critic that's mean, very judgmental. Okay? So you gotta see the whole chart. So Jupiter in the sixth house, come see, come sa. Can be good, can be bad. That's astrology. That's the complexity of human beings and all humanity. But you got to get your chart done so you can learn, because it can be positively aspected. Okay? The sun or Mercury could help it, or, I don't think Venus or Mars would help it so much, but there's, maybe Neptune. You need to see what's trining it, what's conjuncting it, okay? What's opposing it, the 12th house. So always keep the faith. You never know. That's why when you hit me up at taylortcoaching@gmail.com, you get the whole chart done, and you get a deeper insight. And for you women, Jupiter is the husband. So you can meet your husband working out, on your way traveling to work, at your job. Maybe, as you're climbing the ladder career, maybe you not only work together, it could be marry a boss, a coworker. Teacher, professor, someone that you knew from college, grad school, master's, PhD. In the public life, you can meet someone, So, and your husband could definitely be a social worker or a lawyer. Okay. Scientist, biologist, or financial advisor or planner. Maybe accounting too. Okay. So, ladies, the Jupiter husband, just make sure his Jupiter is in Cancer, Sag, or Pisces. That's better. Aquarius isn't bad. Leo's not bad. But you want to know, because that could be your husband, okay? Hit me up, Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. Jupiter in the sixth house. You're not quiet like a mouse. Be nice with this placement. Be nice. All right? Taylor to You Coaching. Peace. Happy New Year.